Hi, my name is Cheyenne and I'm a non-resident missionary to Nicaragua with International Gospel Outreach. In 1999, I went on my very first mission trip in February of that year with my home church, and I had an experience that really set the tone for how our ministry would operate in Nicaragua. We went with a group from our home church, and the last day that we were in country, we went to a refugee camp. It's about 10,000 people who'd been displaced from Hurricane Mitch that had come through that area the previous year. The government had set up a camp for them to stay in where they had been given a sheet of bisqueen and 4 sticks and sent to an area that had been taken over by the government and set aside for these refugees. And we, the American mission team, had collected a lot of donated goods, clothing and things of that nature, and we had decided on that last day that we would go to that refugee camp to hand those things out. We learned really quickly as we pulled into the camp that what we had planned to do was going to be impossible for us to do on our own. We realized that if we opened the door of the bus and started passing things out, that we'd be overwhelmed and overrun by the people because the need was of such a great magnitude and the volume of people that were there were much greater than we had anticipated. And so as we drove around into camp trying to figure out what to do, we came across what was apparently an American there working with some humanitarian aid organization, and we called out the bus window and explained to her what we were doing, and she said to us that the people of that refugee camp had actually gotten together and made a church there in the middle of the camp. And she suggested to us that we go and find that church and hand out our donations through that church. And I learned in that experience that the best thing to do was to work through the local church, to do the ministry and to do the work that God had called us to do. So having learned the lesson of working through the local church, that's become the hallmark of our ministry in Nicaragua even to today. We work with the local pastors and the local church leaders to accomplish with them what, because of poverty and education, they might not be able to accomplish on their own. We come alongside the local church to provide them with humanitarian resources so that they can do outreach in their local communities. We come alongside them to train their leadership, to train pastors, to work with feeding programs, hospitals, schools, really every venue for ministry that a local church can be a part of, we're there to be a part of with them. We've had a lot of success, we've had a lot of challenges. For the last 15 years, we've accomplished our goals in Nicaragua by taking short-term mission trips. Over the years, we've seen a lot of success, and currently our goal for 2015 is to take 100 short-term missionaries with us to Nicaragua. Our goal there is to work with the national churches through a program that we call Honor House. Honor House is designed to restore men and women whose lives have been devastated through poor choices, drug addiction, even human trafficking, and bring them back to a place of honor, not only through introducing them to Jesus Christ, but also equipping them with vocational skills that will allow them to work and to provide for their families. We currently operate Honor House Farm in Nicaragua, a program for men designed to house them and to teach them basic skills of farming, along with construction, education, and ultimately Bible college that will enable them to leave the Honor House program as licensed and ordained ministers, and we hope to send them out as missionaries to the nationals of Nicaragua and surrounding countries. In addition to that, 2 years ago, we began a program called Honor House Sewing. This is a program for women. Currently, we're working through women of our church to teach and train them how to sew, how to make quilts, how to make handbags and purses. And the monies that are generated from the sales of those goods go back into that program to provide for the women, to allow them to provide for their families and for their futures. We hope in 2015 that the 100 missionaries we bring with us will be available to help teach and train both at the Honor House Farm Project and at the Honor House Sewing Project. We also have opportunities for evangelistic outreach and humanitarian outreach. If you think this is something that you'd be interested in doing, there'll be contact information at the end of the video where you can get in touch with Light and Life Missions, you can get in touch with me personally, and we can begin the process of planning your trip for 2015. In order for us to achieve all that God has placed in our hearts to do, We need for you to partner with us. There's several ways that you can do that. Obviously, one of the ways that you can partner with us is to pray for us. Pray for our ministry and pray for the national churches in Nicaragua. You can also give to our ministry through International Gospel Outreach. Again, at the end of the video, there'll be information on the screen that tells you how that you can do that. Your churches can adopt a program, either the Honor House Farm Project or the Honor House Sewing Project. You can help us by building small mission teams that will come to Nicaragua during the summertime and be on the ground with us, hands-on ministry through the national churches. You can also share this video with your friends and your families about the work that we're doing in Nicaragua. We would love to come and share with you or your church about the mission and the vision of Light and Life Missions. Contact us and we'd be happy to talk to you.